Micah Van and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arika Galadurathan, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we continue on as the Woodland realm. We have 2 irons in the fire at the moment if you haven't been watching the Woodland realm this week, and I can update you now on what those irons are. Firstly, we are trying to harass Mordor as much as possible in the south to stop them turning into an unstoppable juggernaut. Dorwinion are assisting us in this regard, and they've lost Dantalad though, and unfortunately there are large Mordor armies in the fog of war over here that are going to help Mordor retain Dantalad. So we need to try and help Dorwinion where we can. We've pulled some troops back because otherwise they were going to die, and indeed some of them did. So that's our southern realm. In our northern realm, the tide goes completely the other way, and we've got Gundabad completely tied up. In Dane's Halls will fall in 5 turns, and I am afraid I'm not going to assault it, so you will not get to see Dane's Halls, but I think we fought there before. So that's going to fall in 5 turns, and we'll take that. Then we can move on and hit Gundabad and just get them out of the game. Once that is done, all our attention can go south, and we will drive Mordor into the dirt. A quick update, because obviously today we're playing for an hour and a half, which is almost 2 weeks worth of normal videos. Or a week's worth, I suppose. We have 14 regions and we need 20, and all we need to do is destroy Mordor and take Barad-dûr. And then victory is ours. We've now claimed Amun-Lank through the power of money. Money. And we bought it from them. But we now need to turn our money into troops, and that's what we're doing. So Edraichar, which is our primary recruitment hub, is going to churn out troops, is the word I'm looking for. We recently retook Aknodiorn as well, which rebelled against us. So that's a brief recap. Now, good morning, everyone. This indeed is live streamed. That's why I'm in it. And so good morning. Brastus is here. Thank you, Brastus, for all you are still doing for the channel. You're always welcome to have your support. Good morning. Hello from Canada. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Grey Manchester. We have a half and half day here in sunny/cloudy Bedfordshire. So it's warm today, but with a bit of a breeze, but it's slightly grey over the top. Good morning, all. Greetings from Croatia. Good morning from Oxford, the greatest city on earth. Good morning from Sweden. Good morning from Dunstable. Hello from Dunstable. You're very, very close indeed. I have to drive past Dunstable on my way to work every day that I go to work. Because Dunstable High Street is quite possibly the worst traffic planned city in the country. And every single car trying to go into and out of Dunstable has to go through the high street. And the planners thought, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. That will never cause a huge choke-up every single morning. So I have to avoid your town like the plague. Good morning. Any thoughts on the odd CA announcement about 3 Kingdoms? Barry O'Donnell, good question. Let me just crew up these people, and I'll talk about that while we're on it. I'm going to queue up all the best ones that we can get, I think, actually. Money being no object, really. They'll take some time, but we'll get them in the end. I'll take some cav as well. I saw the announcement from CA only this morning, actually, because I saw a post on Reddit with someone who liked Warhammer saying, please don't lump us in with all of your review bombing and all of that kind of thing, because the announcement that 3 Kingdoms is essentially being abandoned in favour of a replacement title, which seems a bit odd to me. The reaction, as you might expect from a load of man and women children, or man-child, is that they've then review-bombed 3 Kingdoms and they've review-bombed Warhammer as well. It's just madness, isn't it? It's absolute madness. Speaking of madness, we've got 2 generals in 1 town, which we don't need. You're the general up there. We do need to deal with Berzun, though. But I think is that going to be enough to deal with Berzun? Oh, no, he's got an actual army. No, we'll cut him across and deal with that. But you, why don't you head north and you can take up the lordship of Dane's Halls once we've captured it. I think that works quite nicely. We make 5,000 gold coins, which is pretty good. But actually, on the subject of 3 Kingdoms, I personally am not overly concerned that it's been discontinued because I don't even own it. So I'm not too bothered, to be honest. And they are a company, they've got to be driven by... Sega, obviously, are driven by sales and the prospect of wealth in the future, and Creative Assembly will be driven by popularity primarily. They want people to play their games, and as I understand it, the 3 Kingdoms, the latest DLCs for 3 Kingdoms... Oh, I didn't attack that Gundabad army. The latest DLCs for the 3 Kingdoms, as I gather, were not well received. Something to do with princes, 8 princes or 5 princes or something, and that there's been a lot of talk about how that wasn't very good. But I think, personally, from my point of view, surely 3 Kingdoms suffers under the weight of not picking a side. No one likes half-arsing 2 things. Everyone likes full-arsing 1 thing. And I think Three Kingdoms suffers that they tried to get the fantasy fans and they tried to get the historical fans. Something that they then did with Troy, which has also seemed to have dropped off the face of the earth in terms of popularity. So I wonder if that's just hurt them too much. If Three Kingdoms had just committed to being a historical title, it might have done better. Or if it had committed to being completely over the top and outrageous and gone for the fantasy fans, again, it might have been better. But towing a line down the middle serves neither camp, and I think that's suffered. It has caused it to suffer. And I think Troy suffers a similar fate. Now, I mean, I don't know, though. I mean, a microcosm, as we all are. I don't know if Troy has actually played loads. I don't know the stats. And, of course, it being released on the Epic Store is a bit difficult to work out how good or bad something's going to be. Oh, a bride presented. Myglad and Nymtheriel. Yeah, go on, have a wife. I'm feeling generous today. Send an emissary to the Ardennium. Do we have one even near them?
Yes, my lord.
Yes, I'm standing right next to them. Very well. You get a free military unit. Oh, speaking of military units, that's going to spawn in our capital. Oh, hello. We can get an alliance with them. Yes, please. I'd love that. No, but you're enemies with Gondor and Dol Amroth, actually. And that might... Oh, but they're basically dead. And I can still assist No, I can't. I don't know. I want to ally them because I'd love to get the Ardennium to attack Mordor. And I think if we can get them involved... Gondor and Dol Amroth are dead. We should stop really worrying about them. So if we can try and get the Ardennium in against Mordor, that's absolutely fantastic. Edward Dolan got a leather worker. Don't really have the money to build anything else. Aknodion repaired its studio, which is nice. And Witherboard is under attack, which we're about to go and deal with. But first, let me say good mornings to more of you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Czech Republic, Fort Worth in Texas. Good afternoon from Iraq. Kami Abba says, I love you, Gallo. I love you too. I can't think of the line from Mastermind. Is it Mastermind? I can't even remember the name of the film. I've only seen it once or twice. But oh no, I love you, random citizen. Anyway, hello from Austria. Dunstable Council, bless them, didn't think people would come through Dunstable so much, being near Luton Airport, the M1, and being on the A5. Yeah, but as soon as the motorway clogs up, Dunstable's, anyone who doesn't know the area goes through Dunstable, and it's just a nightmare. I hate driving through there. Greetings from Tehran in Iran. That's crazy. Hello there. Half the world away. Good evening from the Philippines. More from the Philippines. Another from Finland. Congratulations on your very high finish in Eurovision. The best English YouTuber cheers. Well, thank you, Christian Corazza. That's greatly appreciated. Hello from the Netherlands. I've always wondered, what are your favourite videos to make? Regular DaC videos, faction or lore videos, or live streams? That's a very good question, Crepley. My favourite video to make are the top 10s. I enjoy them a lot. What I don't enjoy about them, though, so that's a bit of a lie. I've lied pretty much straight off the bat. I enjoy the actual video. I like finding out which factions are best, which armies are best. I like how I've done the video, so the presentation I really like. But what I don't like, and I find boring as sin, is gathering all the statistical information for the top 10s, which is why they don't happen very often. Because I am... Lazy is a strong word, but I value my free time, is how I would put it. And the top 10s take hours to make, absolute hours. So they are few and far between. Right, here's our first battle of the day. We're up against Gundabad. Hopefully it's not going to freeze this time, but it's not the end of the world if it does. You just get a black screen for a few moments, which is the beauty of this streaming software. I like that. Alright, let's do it. This isn't going to be a hard battle, not by any stretch of the imagination. And we've got cavalry, so we can shut down their ballister crew. And we've got a couple of melee units. But once our army is ready against Mordor, we'll start seeing some real elites get out, which will be nice. Because for too long have we fought now with these middle to low tier units. Oh, the enemy seems to be rushing towards us, so don't bother going too far. Into positions, into positions. Is the map creation the only problem to make a Warhammer 2 Lord of the Rings mod? No. Warhammer 2 have very, 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 very strict... there's a strict contract in place between Creative Assembly and Games Workshop. And part of that contract is that Creative Assembly are not allowed to suffer the creation of mods that are not related to the Warhammer universe. So if you made a Lord of the Rings mod for Warhammer 2... it would need to go on the Steam Workshop, which means Creative Assembly will almost certainly find out about it. But by just merely creating that, you're in breach of their terms, so they will shut it down, basically. No one can make a mod that's not Warhammer related because it will not be allowed. You might get it to be posted for a month, 2 months. Some people might play it, but as soon as a higher up finds out, that mod is gone. So that's why there's no non-Warhammer mods for Warhammer. It's an agreement between Games Workshop and Creative Assembly that they will shut down any mod that's not related. Good morning, Gallo. Hello in the fair says, Troy was fun for about a week because I could feel like I was in the movie Troy. Then I discovered that it was utter trash when it came to gameplay. I haven't played Troy because I am, unfortunately, old and curmudgeonly, and I refuse to have a second gameplay launcher on my computer, particularly one that I have no link to at all. Like, yes, I've got Origin and I've got Uplay, but both of those have realised quite early on that Steam is a juggernaut that they're not going to beat, so instead they just work alongside Steam. So when you run a Uplay game, as you all know, when you run a Ubisoft game, Uplay opens for a brief second, but then you don't really realise that you're in Uplay at all. Whereas I couldn't have myself having 2 game launchers. I would hate that. I already dislike having achievements in more than one place, and I couldn't bring myself to get Epic, so I didn't get Troy. And when or if it comes to Steam, I don't know if it already is, I won't be getting it. I don't really have an interest in that time period either, to be honest, and I am the kind of person, I really like the fantasy elements. Warhammer has really brought me around to it, and with the announcement of Troy, I was hoping that they would lean full in to the fantasy elements. I was hoping for a sort of Greek mythology total war. More, not necessarily Troy. Troy's a bit too restrictive in its scope and time frame, but a full-on Greek mythology total war I would be all for. I've played lots of games based in Greek mythology. I've read up a lot about Greek mythology. It's a really fascinating thing. And where I actually a religious person, you best believe I'd be getting into Greek mythology. I'd be praying to Dionysus so that I don't have a hangover and that my wine tastes nice. And if someone wronged me, I'd be down on my knees to Ares, asking them to smite them down. I'd pray to Demeter each morning, asking that my my garden grow and flourish. I'd love it. I'd love to have a god that you could pray to that you know is related to a specific thing. You feel like they'd pay you more attention if they cover one sphere. And you need to find a god that no one likes, much like chocolate sharer boxes, like Celebrations. If you consider the pantheon of gods like Celebrations, in the UK we have Celebrations. In America you'll have something similar, and it's a lot of small little chocolates, and they all do different things. Like there's a coconut one, there's one with a biscuit, there's one with a nut in it, there's one with hazelnut, there's one with caramel, all these little chocolates. And the trick is finding one that no one else likes, because then you're always guaranteed to get a lot of chocolate. And in a Celebrations box, arguably the one that no one eats is the Bounty, and I really like coconut chocolate, so Bounty I'm all for. And so I do the same thing with my pantheon. Find, like, I don't know, who's the god of rocks, for example, and start praying to him all the time, and then at least you've got a nice sturdy house, because he's going to bless you with a lot of rocks, and good sturdy ones at that. But I don't know why we're talking about the Greek pantheon. Oh, because Greek total war. Yeah, so I'd love a total war that was in Greek mythology and went ham into it. I'd love that. I'd be all over that. But Troy wasn't interested in. I haven't really shown you this battle either. I should zoom in and let them at least fight while I rant away. But I'm always wary of zooming in because I know that the volume takes a right spike when you get close to the battle. And I have tested it many times, and I'm sure my voice drowns out the battle, but it's paranoia. Paranoia deep in here.
Awed by the victory we have won here today.
We lost 54 people apparently, and 17 of them were killed by our own men. That's not very good. Come on, elves. Good morning from Quinton in Birmingham. Good morning, good morning. Hello from the US. Hello from Bristol. Did you like my Discord pictures, Gallo? I didn't see them, I'm afraid, Killer Creeks, man. I don't know if they were deleted before I got to Discord, or I have no idea, but I'm afraid I did go and look for them in every channel I could find, but I couldn't find them. I'm afraid.
Our lands will be safe.
Anonymous Plays says, so how are you doing here? Mind me for not keeping up with this series. What settlements do you hold? I hope you got at least Galadon, Amunlank, and Elven King's Hall, since those are key. Yes, we have all 3 of those. You don't have to follow every episode. Don't be silly. If you watch along every now and then for a bit of enjoyment, do as you will. It is a free world, sir. But yes, indeed, we've got all of Lothlorien, we've got Amunlank, we've got Elven King's Halls, and that's what I was going to do that I didn't do, is we're going to ceremonially make this our capital city. Dun, 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 dun. There we are. It's now the capital of the United Woodland Realm. Made more central. We're following the Brazil and Australia regime of moving the capital in between our two major settlements so that we can annoy everyone at once rather than... Nothing brings people together like hating the same thing. So the elves of Caras Galadon will be fuming, and the elves of the Woodland realm will be fuming, but neither will be as fuming as much as they would if the other one was the capital. So we've managed to appease and annoy everyone. Right, 4 more turns on Dane's halls, and our army is just regrouping. Into Adrai Khan, where we will retrain most of those, and we'll take a lot of the troops out of Akhnorion as well. I think I'm going to leave Brit behind, and leave him in Akhnorion as a governor. How much will they hate us if we take the whole army out? I did it the wrong way around, didn't I? Oh, no, that is right. Yeah, there we go. He can stay there on his own. Right, so you can form part of our army, although you're mostly low-tier trash. You can follow behind. We'll follow... Yeah, you can follow on behind. And how many of these can we take before that hates us? One at a time. One at a time. Oh, blimey. Basically, they just really like having a general. Alright, well, you can come and join in with this low-tier trash army.
Yes, my lord.
Slater McLaughlin, or McLaughlin, depending on how traditional you want to be. Thank you very much for your $6.69 US cent. That's very kind of you, sir. Elf booty got soul. Elf girls like to rock and roll. Hear, hear. Although I think on reading in Tolkien's wider works, and because of how unsexualized Lord of the Rings is, I'm not sure you'll ever find an elf girl rocking and rolling and showing any kind of outward emotion other than complete and utter meltdown style love over the people that they look at. Because the major characters in Tolkien's worlds are wont to fall in love not only at first sight, but if they just catch the mere hint that there's an elf girl dancing in a glade somewhere, they are gone. They are in love immediately. Swooning, besotted. They'll fight even basically the Antichrist himself in order to, in the case of Beren, just to prove their hand in marriage. But Luthien helps him out anyway, so he kind of gets a pass. He kind of just rolls off the back of her successes, doesn't he? Let's be honest. But I'm not all that interested in Beren and Luthien. The over-the-top love stories just don't appeal to me, to be honest. But there we are. Athena, give me strength, says Gundabad. My good deed for today, says Hello in the Fair, is everyone remember to hydrate. That's a good shout. Today, though, I'm afraid to say that I have Pepsi Max. Other carbonated beverages are available, but I don't have squash today. I just really fancied a cold Pepsi Max. Emin has a vineyard. That's our mountain settlement. Nice to see.
Yes,
nice. Oh, and Mordor are coming for us, so you have a task. Bugger, you're not going to get there in time. The war has come to us, not what we were hoping for. Right, Ardenaim, what can I do to get you to attack
good to
Mordor?
See you, my friend.
Oh, we definitely want trade, right? So
you hold us at ransom. Good day.
Let's go and talk to Harad. Try and get a little three-way alliance going here.
Question.
Yeah, we'll talk to Harad next time.
Planned out.
And see if we can't get all of the southern nations to fight. Mordor, are you allied to them? Bugger, they're allied to Harad. Oh, but not Khand. In fact, they're enemies with Khand, of course. Oh, Khand turned good. Nice. Nice to see. Oh, and our army is training, but it's going to cost us all of the money that we've got once that army's ready. Which won't be good. How long are we on Dane Tools now, sir? 3 turns.
Follow me.
You can join the army.
The wind.
Oh, and then you were going to join the army as well, weren't you? We'll merge you in. They finally got reinforcements to arrive to come and assist. So we might actually have to fight at Dane's Halls, but not actually in Dane's Halls. Land clearance, grain exchange, try and get those in. Sid Wilson has donated £2 English. Thank you very much, Sid. Are you dressing as a lesser for your wedding? No, I'm not.
Come, my brother.
And in fact, we had a meeting with our celebrant the other day for our wedding, and we specifically made a point of stating firmly that we do not want any Lord of the Rings connotations from the wedding at all. There is more to my personality than Lord of the Rings. Granted, all of you guys see me as very much in with Lord of the Rings and Total War games. And that's understandable, because this is the only aspect of my life that you actually really see. Yeah, I talk about my job every now and then in passing, and we discussed Eurovision last time, and I talk about Watford every now and then. But generally speaking, you know me as the Lord of the Rings guy that plays Total War games. So from your point of view, Lord of the Rings is my life. But outside of that, Lord of the Rings is a minor part of my life.
We must protect the people.
A few bits of memorabilia around the walls and a book I read generally once a year. And that's about it. but but most of my friends, because and our family, because none of them really express any great passions, and Jess and I do, so we're considered the outcasts for that. So they all think that all we talk about is Lord of the Rings. We must live Lord of the Rings. It's our every being. But it's not. It's far from true. So we deliberately encouraged our celebrant to not have any Lord of the Rings references at all. And he was very on board with that, which was good. Ost in Guile got a Master Builders Hall. Nice to see. I want money, really, but none of these things really give us any money. We could get a vineyard, but that's not really worth it, is it? That's a bit of waste. Hello, Knight of the North. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to see you are still my second biggest fan. And I'm going to, unfortunately, remind you of that anytime we play games again in the future.
Have a taste of my blade.
2 turns on the Danes' Hall's besiege. Why don't you go and stand on that bridge and try and lure them? Why don't Liner down? You join them as well. See if you can get them to come and annoy you rather than relieving Danes' Halls. Only 2 turns to go now on that. Oh, and Gundabad still have forces over by Erebor. Oh, and Dale are going to take Erebor. Are the dwarves dead? Surely not. No, they're still going. Oh, of course, they've got a Nazana. Look with your eyes, Galu. Look with your eyes.
Elven warriors.
Tirio Achin Uanithir. That's Sindarin for look with your eyes and not your mouth. Right, we've got to fight Mordor, everyone, so buckle up, strap in. Let's not make an absolute fool of ourselves today. We don't have a general, but we've got a shed load of Tuar Arainur.
Take them out.
Captain Gaz Muz. Doesn't have a general either, but it's all elites. And Haldir's coming in. Haldir, I'd like to control you if that's all right. And then we've got a bigger fight coming. The problem with Mordor is it's just going to be stack spam till the end of days. Always a pleasure, Galu. Well, thank you, Cubcam TV. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Peter Vargas says, do you support Chelsea? No, gods no. I support Watford Football Club, who are back in the Premiership. Pull a Constantine, name the new capital, Thranduilopolis. Caras Thranduil will probably be the Sindarin equivalent, or Thranduilost, Thranduil Town, or the City of Thranduil, in reverse, respectively. We attacked them, didn't we? Bugger. Which means we've got to run up this horrible-looking hill. What about playing it right round the side and flanking them over this ridge? Let's do that. So if everyone could come and please stand over here, and we'll move you as soon as the battle begins. Oh, and look at that. How fortuitous is that? Our army's coming in right behind us. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should have made it like I planned that. Totally planned that. Absolutely on point. I knew where the army was going to be coming in, and I've aligned our forces accordingly. Very well done, me. Dunkonya217 with Eurovision. Did you think the UK deserved 0 points? That's a very good question. The United Kingdom's song, I think, is very, very good when listened to in the studio. I thought, rather unfortunately, as much as I liked James Newman and he was a nice personality, even if he was covered in tattoos, I thought his performance on the night was just not very good. I don't think we deserved no points, but we didn't deserve anything. We didn't deserve to make it out of the right-hand side of the board. The performance live was atrocious, and I'm sorry to say that because I like the song a lot. I've listened to it a great deal, and most of the United Kingdom likes the song, so we're all in agreement that we sent a good one. But he just couldn't sing it very well on the day, and I think that let him down. So I'm not disappointed that we came last, though. I don't expect anything from Eurovision for us. I was pleased that Italy won. I liked the Italian song, and I also liked the French song. I thought that was very good. I also really like the Belgian song as well. It's grown on me so much since then. So I was pleased they made it to the final. Got enough elves and any battle could be D-Day. Well, it's a live stream. Welcome, Vicus. Vic Ooks. Haze of the Reach. You're literally describing my life with the Lord of the Rings thing. It's really annoying. Even at work, most people now think I'm like the Lord of the Rings guy. But it's such a minor part of my life, in truth. It winds me up to no end, really. I wear shorts almost every single day, and even that, I'm not known as the shorts guy. I'm still known as the Lord of the Rings guy. Very disappointing. I try to disband these myths. But then I don't know what else would I be. Like, my boss likes doing up old cars, so he buys really, really antique cars, and he likes working on them and doing them up. But people don't call him, like, the car guy. He's got a couple of model cars in his office. But, yeah, he doesn't get known as that. I think it's because people just think liking something like Lord of the Rings. Fantasy is just still seen as a child's pastime, isn't it? And adults are still judged for liking fantasy. Game of Thrones, of course, assisted with the live stream. Live stream, that's what we're doing, with the mainstream approval of fantasy. But even then, that I feel like that's effect has only extended to Game of Thrones. So if you said to someone like, "Oh, I really liked that Game of Thrones," they'd be like, "Yeah, that was amazing." Even if they're an absolute lad, they'd still be like, "Yeah, that was great." But if you told them, "Oh, have you seen Lord of the Rings?" then they'd be like, "Nah, that's for nerds, isn't it?" I think it hasn't changed public perception on fantasy enough. It's only changed public perception of Game of Thrones, and other fantasy titles are still derided. Sadly, would be my opinion. Right, anyway, the enemy is actually moving towards us, which is nice, because then, even though they're going to get a bit of a hill, they don't have any archers. So if we can line our forces up here, and stand Haldir and the other one just in front, and then we haven't really got any melee forces, but I'm not making the same mistake as last time, and talking, and therefore losing the battle atrociously. So I'm pausing it deliberately to maneuver our forces into position. Although some of them are quite far away, to be honest. But there we are. As soon as we can start shooting them, I think we'll get their attention and they'll pull their armies in to hit us. Those Black Orc archers are coming in. Although we're wasting a lot of our shots at the moment. We're wasting an awful lot of our shots. Move the Tawar forward. Let's go, boys. Apologies, I won't be reading the chat for a few moments just until we are assured that this battle is not going to be an atrocious wipe. But then I'll be right back with you. Look at all the banners of the Woodland realm flying. That's so nice to see. This is a good moment actually to talk about modding, because I wanted to get that out of the way early doors. I have caught up with what's happened in the mod, and I can report that since the Ardenaim changes, which are on show in the Ardenaim campaign, nothing else has really gone into the mod. So I don't actually have any updates for you. It's back into a period of nothing added to the Dropbox, nothing substantially. There's a few bug fixes and whatnot, but bug fixes are not what. Are not points to really talk about, are they? So I don't tend to give those too much attention unless they're major fixes. So nothing really on the modding front, I'm afraid. Aha, they're moving. Stop! Let's move you over there. And you stand at the back. And get the melee line to come a bit closer. There we are. Everybody sprint. Right. Get the cavalry ready to curl around the back. We're going to hit them in the back when we are able. Bredona Coiner, thank you very much for the 10 Australian dollars. It's a shame you don't have Australian pounds, but there we are. Love your content, Gally. Keep up the good work, bud. And I was curious, in your opinion, what is the hardest faction to play in this wonderful mod? My go-to answer with that question every time is the Northern Dunedain. I think they are the hardest faction. Either the Northern Dunedain or possibly Angmar. Actually, Angmar have a lot of enemies and not much to do. Not many options to deal with said enemies. So Northern Dunedain, Angmar. Other than that, though, I don't think anyone else is too challenging. The canned campaign is difficult if you side with the Blue Wizards. That one's quite hard, but it's still not oppressively difficult, I don't think. Right, I think we're going to employ a feint now and pull back to this slight ridge again so our archers can shoot over our melee line. We're going to adopt the Parthian tactic of running away in an orderly fashion. Black Orc halberds. Oh, if you can shoot those halberds, that'd be great. How many forces have died thus far? We've lost 5%, they've lost 13. But this is going to play badly for us, actually, because those Olokai now are going to hit us. And there's nothing we're going to be able to do. So the Olokai are going to chew up our line. Try and just get some shots in on them. Go on, even if it's just one or two volleys before you give up, because they're going to decimate those Woodland Spearmen. Curses, Woodland Spearmen are the worst thing to go up against trolls, because spears aren't very good against infantry, and say it with me now, trolls are infantry, so they're almost certainly going to die. So feel free to stop and fire at will, go in defensive mode. Right, let's get our cavalry down and in so that we can charge the back of some of these. Oh, you're way out there. What are you doing way out there? Morgul Chosen. Oh, that's good. We've got Morgul Chosen and halberds kept away from the fight, though. That's good to see. Right, there we are. First target, hit those Black Uruks. Cavalry. They are cutting you off really well, even though they're not trying. Stop cutting me off. 6 Olokai remain. Now those Black Uruk halberds should go down. Oh, we got a good charge coming in with the cav. Black Uruks, yeah, killed quite a fair few. The cavalry is what's going to really stand out today, not the archers. Archers require such an... they need a battlefield that really suits them. Otherwise they just struggle. Cavalry are happy to fight in any battlefield, other than forests, of course. And so they're going to help us greatly today. Oh, there's some golden forces of Rune on the field. There they are. Look, Gamprim. They are pikemen, remember, so we need to be a bit wary of them. I'm just going to charge into them, though, but we need to be wary of them. Oh, that's a good charge from the cav. And same on them. There are 53 of them. A little over 10. That's not the end of the world. Right, get out before those Morgul Chosen get you. Come on.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Right, you go for those halberds now instead. How are we doing on the Olokai front? They're down to 5. Oh, if you run away, actually. Remove them! You guys are low enough in numbers now that you should be able to run away from that fight. Which then means that they're free to shoot at them, and they are, but they're not doing anything. Right, you've distracted those Morgul Chosen once more. Oh, you guys are basically dead. That's alright. The melee line has fallen.
If we continue like this, we will smash the
We're on 50-50. Mordor's forces are so much stronger than our low tier trash. We need elite armies out now. Oh, at least we did get the Olokai. There's only one left.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost
Come
half
on,
their
come on,
men.
come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, you can hit those Morgul coming down the hill. Oh no, look, hit the Men of Rune, hit the Men of Rune! Someone think of the Men of Rune! 10 of you. Sauron's Will. Why are there Sauron's Will and Morgul Chosen in some? Mordor just gets so much. Hurry up, Harry G. Thank you very much for the £9.99. It's very kind of you. It's very kind of all three of you for donating. You really, really don't need to, but thank you very much. Yes, big up my guy, he says. The absolute Don. Absolutely love your videos. Been watching for 3 to 4 years. Love the mod. Have you ever played Bannerlord? It's so good. Keep up the good work. Up the mighty elves. No, I've never played Bannerlord. I own number 2, but I've yet to play it. I have installed it, but never played it. Oh, that was a good charge on the Chosen. Right, pull out again. We've still got a lot of arrows left to fire. And the Tuar Rainior are actually probably a good shout against the Troll. They do so much melee damage. But the enemy halberds are just cutting through us like we're nothing. Haldir, why are you fighting? Only one of your guys is actually in combat. Right, you go for those Black Oak halberds. You come back and hit the Morgul Chosen. Did we get the Troll? Yes, the Troll is now dead. That is no longer a threat. So let's get out there and do some flanking shots. Why is the enemy not run away either? How good is this captain? It's ridiculous. Morgul Chosen down to... Oh, that was another really good charge. We need to start getting these instead of these. Woodland Horse Archers just not good on the charge. You can shoot at them. You can shoot at them. Thank you very much, Socrates Zavakos. Hey, Galu, thank you very much for your content. It's a pleasure watching it. You've made my English much better. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for the €5 set. That's very kind of you as well. You don't want to speak English like me, though, because people like Knight of the North will call you a tosh. He's already commented before I've even said it out loud. He will deride you for the rest of your life. You don't want to learn English from him, though, I can assure you of that, because everywhere you go in the country, people will think you're a miner, or that you work with your hands. I don't mean that derogatorily to any people from the North, of course. That's just banter between Knight of the North and myself. He knows that he's the lowest of the low, trash of the trash, and that I reign above him in a higher strata, and that's something that we've understood and an appreciation we have between each other. But I wouldn't dream mock anyone else for that. That's Knight's burden to bear. Oh dear. Play it, you will not be disappointed. Once you've had your few hours into it, you'll probably want to stream it. It's so good. I've seen a few people play Bannerlord 2. It's not called Bannerlord 2, is it? It's called something else. But it is in essence Bannerlord 2, isn't it? Right, I think we're going to win this because our archers are better in melee than their archers. Rude but fair. High tier crossbows are good against trolls. Yeah, that's true. Crossbows, siege, mass archers are good against trolls. Armor piercing units in a pinch, and then just high damage. Anything that does high damage is generally your best bet. I think Haldir's going to be alright, by the way. I'm sure he's over here. Yeah, there he is. Little blonde fellow. You go and hit those. And where's our other cav?
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Oh, finally. Thank goodness for that.
Troops will lose their will to fight.
Right, it's time to just blob these buggers. And speed this up as well, because this is over now.
Behold
And it
how
is
our
actually over
cowardly
now.
foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Stop moving, stop moving, stop moving, and you guys just capture as many as you can. What are we up to? 96. Now, we did lose a fair few of the lower tier units, but most of the Tawar have made it through, and that's to be expected. But the backup
enemy
Mordor
are
army...
utterly vanquished. This is a great victory.
I don't think we're going to hold Dor
worthy of
Norhak, and I
only
don't
the
want to kill off
mightiest of
Haldir trying to
generals.
hold it. 324 Lorien scouts, well done. And the Woodland horse archers, by comparison, 170. Now, they did come in third, though. 183 Woodland warriors. We've got an elite army training, but I think we might need to just sacrifice Dor Norhak to try and pull all our forces together. Why are you drinking liquid Marmite? No, this is Pepsi Max. Cherry. It's got a nice cherry flavour too. Sadly, no fruit juice today. Or squash, as it's called in the UK. You might call it cordial. I don't know if you have it in America. Don't you have it in a more really... what's the word I mean? Concentrated. Don't you have a really concentrated thing? So all it is fruit juice that you add water to, and then it just tastes like fruity water. And I'm sure in America we have something that's more concentrated.
We must defend these lands.
So you don't need as much of it. More, I want to say it's like more oily, but I can't really remember. I went to America once when I was a child, and I remember I have visions of the squash, but I just can't put my finger on what it was actually like. Right, we are going to defend Dor Norhak. Thank you very much, Marcel Lopez, for, I'm afraid, the currency that I do not know. HUV. Finally got caught your stream. Thanks for the content the past years of making this amazing mod. Well, thank you very much, Marcel, for the 16,000 HUV. If anyone in the chat, Marcel included, knows what that is, please do let me know, because I'm always interested to learn things. Right, we've got to defend Dor Norhak against Grishnak. Oh, we're seeing some low tier stuff in there, but how outnumbered are we? Woefully. Woefully is to do it not enough justice. We are terribly outnumbered. Can any of you get over there in time? It'd just be a suicide mission. Do we want to sacrifice Haldir? Someone needs to die in the name of our campaign, don't they? And Haldir, I just think, is an apt choice at the moment. Mordor have got... Oh, there's another one coming as well. You guys really need to hurry up. We've got two of them ready to lead. I could pull Haldir out, but then our chance of winning is even less. But then I think our chance of winning is basically non-existent anyway.
Elves.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to abandon Dor Norhak to its fate. And then the turn. Oh, I didn't talk to Harad. Thank you from Hello in the Fair for the SEK, 30 SEK, which I want to say is the currency of South Korea, maybe. Would be my guess on that one. I don't know. The cop versus lawyer. Galley, you need to stop relying on archers. You're fighting later in-game Mordor. You need armor piercing and cavalry archers are good to thin out the enemy, but unless you're sending an army to take a bridgehead, you don't want archers. Anonymous plays, what will be your next campaign? Ardenheim still have a lot to do and Elves' struggle continues, but after those maybe you should go for a full-on Orcish campaign like Mordor or Revamp Moria. Repost. Greetings and well wishes, Gallo. Is it possible to give generals unique bodyguards via console commands? No, it is not. You can only do it by scripting, and you need to do the script. Hello from Slovakia. It's Hungarian florins. Ah, thank you very much. I'll remember that then. Hungarian florins. And it's worth $50. Blimey, thank you very much, Marcel. That's crazy. It's well received, but crazy, sir. But thank you nevertheless. Ah, Caras Galadon, you can... that's not troops. That's not troops that we care about. Greetings from Australia, Romania. Oh, it's Sweden. It's Sweden. Ah, cool. I must confess, and I apologise for my ignorance, I didn't realise Sweden didn't use the euro. I know that Norway did, but I didn't realise Sweden did. Oh, hello. Grishnak has not gone for Dor Norhak. He's abandoned it.
Come, my brother.
We don't have the forces to meet him yet, but that's interesting. Can he make it to Aknodion? No, he can't.
Elves. Over here, elves.
Over here, elves.
Elves. Elven warriors.
Right, take what you can for now. We're going to be taking a secondary general as well. Who do we want? Melderon or Adracha or Herion the Gatekeeper? Let's take Herion because he took the Black Gate, didn't he? Yeah.
We join in arms.
We join in arms. In one more turn, we'll have 3 more elite units.
Come, my brothers.
The elves from Lothlorien are ready, but the elves from the Woodland realm are taking a little longer to make the journey south. Oh, and now it seems like we should have built that. Amun-Lank is where the main fighting will be. We have nothing in Amun-Lank. We must retain a hold. Yes, the Ardenheim are at war with Mordor. Yes, but Harad sided with Mordor. Disappointing.
Yes,
if only I'd spoken to them that last turn.
I accept.
Come on, Harad.
Something further for me to hear then?
How about you pay me for your map information? What about 1,000 gold coins? Yes, nice, thank you.
Very bring words with me.
We're never going to really see each other. Oh, and they like me a lot. I'm extorting them, but they like me for it. I assume Dorwinion lost, Daggerlad a while ago. Yeah, we need to get our act together. We need to get Mordor taken out. What is better, Galu, the accepted or rejected alliance? For the elves, at the moment, on current terms, I would say rejecting the alliance. No, hang on, let me make that clearer. At the moment, in your games, version 4.5 or 4.6, I would say accepting the alliance is objectively better. But I would say in my version, version 5, and then as it stands at the moment, rejecting the alliance has a lot of very cool features. So arguably rejecting is better now. But that's version 5. It depends. It depends. Gallo, do you know anything about the mod Silmarillion Total War? Is it any good? I'm in the Discord of the Silmarillion Total War, and I know it's made by a lot of the same people that made Reforged. They're dedicated. They're very, very dedicated. But the campaign map's in its early stages, so you'll have to wait a little while till you get a full campaign map. But I mean, it has promise. It's a period of time I'm not overly interested in, and some of the unit models I've seen thus far, some are fantastic, but a few are not so fantastic. I think they stand out a bit. But I mean, it shows promise. I've never been able to create units myself, so that's take that. Oh, fantastic! Kill them all. Take that criticism with a grain of salt because I can't create units, so I'm in a lower position to moan about other units. But I can still have opinions, being a person. And some of the units I think don't stand up as well as others, but overall it looks like a really enjoyable and interesting mod. There's someone posted that question that I then didn't answer, didn't they? I'm sorry, I can't remember what it was. Whoops. Right, Dor Norhak has been sieged. Mordor has come. So moving Helder out was the right thing. And our main army is now ready. Alright, we've got a real elite army here. We don't have as much cav as I would like. And Caras Galadon is our main cavalry hub. But it doesn't even have the cav yet. Amun-Lank is slowly creeping up in culture and assisting us. But it's going to be some time before it's usable. But we'll get that army barracks up first of all. Right, we need to hit Grishnak. I don't think we want to be sieged out. We don't even know if he's going to siege us out. So we're going to take the fight to him. So brace yourselves for this glorious moment. But first of all, let's see if we can get any more money. There must be things here that we can't use. Bog's Chamber, done away with. Troll Breeder. Oh no, we need the Carpenters. We can use the others. Bog's Hall, no use to us. We can use the Grog Hut. And we can use the Warg Breeder actually. We hope to hold Dane's Halls, so I'm not going to be. Oh, we've got so much money now. I would like culture and then just queue up every building you've got, really. The army will stay here for a few turns, and we can merge in some of those, can't we? I know. 35, 34, 32. You step out. 139. 126. You step in.
Elves. For the light.
And the other army, just stay on the bridge for now, sod it. No, why don't you go and stand as near to it as you can? And then if someone attacks us, you'll get pulled into the battle map.
By the light of Elbereth.
Merge your forces. Major forces. Can you merge as well, actually? Yes, you can. And then 114 of you can go. 114 of you can go. 106 of you can go. No, there we go. Right, we've reached the end. Okay, Mordor. Brace yourselves. Arrakir, KFC or McDonald's? KFC all the way. Gallu, did you live in Hemel Hempstead when the power station exploded? Yes, I was living in Hemel Hempstead when the oil, it was an oil storage hub called Buntsfield exploded, but I was a kid then and it didn't wake me up, so all I remember was the giant black plume of cloud reaching into the sky, but that was all. Alright, Haldir, we're outnumbered 2-1, just shy of 2-1. Grishnak brings a lot of low tier trash. Orc Maulers, Orc Host, Moran and Guard, Orc Archers, Moran and Guard. But he's also got Olokai with a 7 experience rating, Olokai with a 9 experience rating, 7 experience Black Uruks, and some Lok in Asrim. This is going to be an interesting battle. And by interesting, I mean overwhelming and crushing defeat. Oh dear. KFC or Hungry Jack's, Gallu? Hungry Jack's is something I've never heard of, I'm afraid. And if it has come to England, I've never seen one. Gallu should have made the thumbnail with the important faction characters on it so that you can just cross them out when one dies. None of them have died yet, actually. Thank you very much. So we're doing fine. And this time, the game has gifted us with a Archer's Paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in an Amish paradise, but now we're moving across to an Archer's Paradise. That ridge there is an absolute gift. Manwë himself reaches across the sky and blesses the ground upon which we walk and has given us this hill, but will the AI try and rush us off of it knowing that we've got such a height advantage? Probably, they probably will. Right, let's actually have a look at our army first, because this is the first time we're really seeing the elites, isn't it? So, first up, Woodland Realm elites, the Glaive Wielders, or whatever you'd call that, double-ended polearm. Elven King's Gate Guard, wearing the armour of the Hobbit films, as you can see, and wielding a very fantasy-style sword, which I think looks cool, and the rule of cool works out many times. Supporting them are Elven King's Bow Guard, somewhere in this large roster. There we are, right in front of us. They've got a bow, as you can see, wood and golden, and then they've got a two-handed sword when the enemy gets a little too close for comfort. We also have the Elven King's Axe Guard, who are just an axe and shield wielding warrior. And there they are, with a cool looking shield, also from the Hobbit movies. And that's those. And then we move over to Lothlorien, where we've got the elves from the Lord of the Rings movies. These are what the elves wore at the Battle of Helm's Deep, and they now are the Lothlorien elites. He looks like he's got his eyes closed. What on earth's going on with this fellow? Wake up, sir, we're in the middle of the battle. And this guy looks like he has seen some stuff. Blimey, O'Reilly. Just show me where the enemy is. I'll do what I need to do. I'm being all I can be. And then lastly, we have the Galathrim Swordsman all the way down here with the two-handed swords. That's the two-handed sword that most people ask for, isn't it? I think. Hungry Jack's apparently is the Australian name for Burger King. I did not know that. The best visuals, though, in my opinion, are the Maithoritoa. I really like this visual design. It's just simple and nice. And simple and nice is all one can ask for. But that's our army today. A lot of elites in and amongst that roster. And we are going to be able to get to that hill first. So let's line up our archers, of which we have hardly any, despite our elite state, actually. Bugger. Doesn't bode well. And our best melee will form a group. And then we've got the backup melee. They're not even backup. We only actually have one low tier unit in this entire army. Woodland Spearmen, would you believe? Are they going to let us get to that hill? I don't think they are. And if we try and get to that hill, we will lose our advantage. So instead, we are going to pull back. We are going to pull back up to here, I think. Yeah. We'll form a solid main line. And then we will do anti-flanking maneuvers. Mythor take on that right flank, but I think mostly you're going to be needed on the left. And you're all going to sprint as well. Let's get it going, let's get it going. Archers, when you are able, feel free to fire at will. The enemy was never going to give us that hill. But we are now dealing with archers that do insane damage. So for a comparison, let's look at Mordor's garbage option over here. The Black Uruk archers. They do a 5 missile attack. And they have a range of 180 meters. And the Elven King's Bowguard, by comparison, do 10 missile attack and have a 220 meter range. They also get a bonus against the Black Mounts of the Ulayri, actually. Which aren't present in today's battle, but it's nice to see that they get one. We've got some trolls coming down on that right-hand side. The main troll on the left, along with the Lokinas Rim. And then you've also just seen there some Haradrim forces skirting around that right-hand side. Manoeuvring into position. Who are they up against? They're up against mythology, but they are going to be shot down before they're a problem. So that's no issue. We need the trolls killed, and we need them killed as quickly as you can. Target the Olokai. Target the Olokai. The Lokinas Rim are going to try and flank us, like really flank us. So move into positions to deal with that. And it's crashed. Oh, glory be. Oh, why would it crash? What unit is going to crash this game? This isn't even a strenuous game. Oh, that's so annoying. Control shift to see. Bear with me a moment, everyone, as we have to load back up and set it all up again. Enjoy the black screen that you're all allowed to watch for this brief moment. Let it soak in from you. Battle staff, says Alma Light of Solar, for the two-handed blade thing. Thoughts on Nando's? I've been eagerly awaiting them expand here in the States more. Absolutely love Nando's. It is fantastic. We haven't been for a long time, actually, with COVID locking everything down. Gallo, can you not ally with Dol Amroth and Gondor to piece them out with the AA? Yeah, I could actually, I suppose. I think that would work. But not unless I'm allied to an enemy of theirs. No, of course, no, you can't. You can't ally an enemy of your ally. So no, I can't do that. Right, in we go again.
Fight to the end.
I'm being all I can be. Is that a Stronghold 2 reference? It surely is, sir. Z2H Reaper says that I'm an amazing player and that he loves watching my videos. Well, there are a great many people that would disagree with you on that one, I'm afraid. But thank you for the kind words, nevertheless. If this battle crashes again, then I don't know what we'll do, because I think we actually stand a chance of winning this battle. But if it constantly crashes, I can't do anything about it. Do we run to the corner like a coward? No, we'll stand on this little ridge once again. If they are going to run at us, then we'll just prepare. Our army looks so small when lined up like that. That does not bode well. Oh dear. Alright, let's make the line a bit smaller this time. Spearmen. Again, are the Lokinas Rim on the left? Yes, they are. Take that left-hand side. Did I take the Javelin troops? Yes, I did. Put them in that group. Accidentally. Javelins come stand behind. And then the last one, the Maihurita, well, once again, take the right-hand side. You don't need to sprint this time, everyone, because the enemy's quite far away. Oh, and it's raining, of course. Because last time, Manwë came, reached across the heavens and blessed our battle. And today, Manwë has decided, no, you know what? I've changed my mind. You haven't worshipped me enough, you haven't slaughtered enough oxen in my name, you've not created a statue of me in glorious golden bronze. And so I'm going to curse you with rain from the heavens. Right, as soon as you can hit those Olokai once again, they have to die. Not too worried about the two, they'll probably die in melee. But those must die, they are absolutely fundamental to the enemy. Where's Legolas when you bloody well need him? Sitting in a fortress in the north doing sod bloody all. Why can't he be leading the army? Adam.Latchil says, and his boots are yellow. Hello, Gallo. What book of Tolkien would you consider as your favourite? And thank you for the £5 as well. My favourite book of Lord of the Rings. Oh, it crashed again. Who is causing the crash then? Should we actually have a look at the log? Bear with me a moment. Let's see if the log tells us anything. If we can fix it, then I'll just fix it. But I'm not feeling confident that this log is going to show anything up. So bear with me a moment, just while I go through and have a look. System log. Feel free to actually open the system log. Thank you very much. Scroll to the very end. Battle timer finished. No, there's no entry prior to it crashing. But it's just not going to let us play this game, is it? And if memory serves, actually, this fix... No, because this is a very latest campaign. No, this campaign was started before I left the mod, wasn't it? So I don't think any of the fixes that have been added since then have been added. I don't think we're going to be able to get around that crash. And for the sake of continuity and not having to fight Mordor time and time again, and given that our army, knowing that we can't fight that battle, no matter where we fight them, they're going to give us grief. So I'm just going to auto-win it. Sorry, everyone. I know that a great many of you immediately hate that decision, and you're probably already fuming. You're rolling your eyes. You're about to type, no, don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat. But I'm going to, because something in that army is causing the game to crash. Unless it's our javelin units, actually. Do you think it's our javelin units? I don't want to fight it again just for it to crash again. But our javelin units shouldn't crash the game because javelins aren't axe throwers. So no, it won't be the javelins. And nothing in the log showed anything at all. So I do not know that. And it's just a normal Mordor army. I have no idea why that's crashing the game. Absolutely no clue. So, but I'm sorry, I'm just going to auto-win it. I could auto-resolve, but the auto-resolve is atrocious. And it will still make us lose some forces. I mean, I lost 75. To just avoid having to potentially crash the game, to avoid potentially trying to find whatever that crashes, I think it's easiest just to call that out. There we are. So apologies for the cheating, but it's to get around a crash. And I'll keep my army back. I'm not going to rush them over to Dornorhack, because we wouldn't have any movement if we had won that battle. So we'll still play it in that. We'll play it in that way. Victor Rickard, thank you again for the Swedish currency, which I now know, and the 50 of it. Thank you very much. Hello, Gully. What is it that the fertility mechanic from Medieval 2 is not present in DaC? Why is it that the fertility mechanic from Medieval 2 is not present in DaC? I have absolutely no idea. Sorry, friend. I don't even know what the fertility mechanic from Medieval 2 is.
Come, my brothers.
Myglad, where are you going, and why are you just standing in the middle of the forest?
Elves.
Well, why don't you come and get involved with the army?
Onward.
Okay, let's move out in Dane's halls, though, because otherwise we will just be sitting there for turns on end doing nothing. Oh, but they'll retrain in one turn. What is it actually that you are retraining for? Is it just the armour? Why are we retraining here? I think it is just the armour, isn't it? Because it's got a high tier blacksmith. Elven chainmail. And have you got elven chainmail? It tells you somewhere, doesn't it? It does, but I can't see. Have I chosen a unit that can't upgrade? Elven chainmail, there we go. Yeah, it's elven chainmail. They're all getting upgrades. So we'll keep them there for a turn. So I think we'll just end the turn and defend in Dornorhack, because they'll attack us now. So yeah, let's do that. Nope, who cares? It's only the choice. Not your fault the game will let you fight. Is that a cat bell I hear? Yeah, yes, it is. She's right there. You can't see her, but she's at the end of my arm. And she's just waking up, so she's licking herself. In fact, she's now licking my hand because she likes to lick my hand. Oh, golly cat, you're so sleepy. She's sleepy, but she's in the bed at the moment. It does crash around when the javelin troops will be throwing. Indeed, Samuel, that was my thought. But this is a backup, I suppose. If it crashes with this one as well, then something in Mordor's army is giving us grief. It could just be the strain on the system. I mean, I blame so many crashes on that, and I don't believe them. I just don't think that would be the crash. Oh, that's one of the best images of the 9 Kings of Men, I always thought. Sauron overarching above. Right. How to defend this. Olokai and Trolls both come against us. And we've got this. Oh, at least they're on a little hillock. They might be able to actually fire then. Fire at will, do what you need to. Ah, cavalry, let's get you out and about. Is there a side door? Yes, there is. Go out this one, not the one you're standing next to. Oh, but of course I can't move you. There you go. Go there, and you go with them. Yes, right, so the cavalry's going to go out there. You know what? Sod it. I don't think we're going to win this battle anyway. Let's put people on the walls for at least a while. And then I think we'll probably run away to the town square. And we'll try and just beat them in this area. But it'll make for an interesting battle at least. We have like no melee forces. 5 of you. You can stand in that middle bit, can't you? Good luck, sons. Know that we're all rooting for you. But that will give our Tawar Rainior plenty of range. Let's start this battle. Let's get the cav out. Off we toodaloo. You're going to fire at will for me, aren't you? Yes, you are. As soon as you're able. Let's have the general not stand in your line of sight. And then let's set these guys up. I'm thinking the best bet is probably actually having them here. Like that. And then when our archers come down off of the walls, which they're going to have to do immediately because the enemy is already on top of us. Please tell me you at least got some shots off. Yeah, I think they did. Right, run back. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, you guys can stay there, actually. Oh, come on, come on. Just get off the bloody walls.
Our enemy's ladders have reached our walls.
Why did you go that way? The door is
The
right
enemy siege
there.
tower has reached our
Oh,
walls.
you're so stupid. It's like they want to die. It's
Blast
like
their
they
arms.
have death
The enemy's
wishes.
ram is through our gates.
Oh, cavalry, go and get involved. Alright, archers. 1 archer. 2 archers. 3 archers. 4 archers. And a 5th one. You can go there. They're good swordmen as well, remember. So once they finish with the swords, then they can get their... once they finish with the swords, when they finish with their bows, they can get their swords out. And all will be well with the world. We come from Mirkwood. Elves of the Woodland realm. Where are you going, guys? Because at the minute you're going nowhere. You're just standing around. Right. You might as well shield wall up if you can. You guys stop and then throw those javelins. Oh, the trolls came through first. So best laid plans have been put to nothing. Because the trolls are going to decimate everything and everyone. Let's try and get some shots off with those archers. To think I was going to keep Haldir here, this would have been certain death. Oh, at least the Ballister crew is doing something though. Shooting them on the walls.
Pray something changes in the course of
The
battle.
trolls are probably going to
Defeat seems
single-handedly win
almost
this.
certain.
Z2H Reaper made some intro music for you and a poster. Oh, well, thank you very much. Send it to me on Discord and I'll have a look at it. You can private message me on Discord even if I'm not online, and I'll get it when I come online. Oh look, Mats is here as well. Blimey, all 3 of you are my biggest fans, and I'm never going to let you forget that. Thank you very much for the 4,000 Hungarian florins as well. That's very generous of you. Here's a question for you that I would like to know, because the Magyars are one of my favourite nations in Age of Empires 2. And as I understand it, in Hungarian, do you refer to yourself as Magyars? Is that like the Hungarian word for people from Hungary? I would like to know that, because I think that's really cool if that is the case. And also, how do you actually say the word Magyar? Because I've heard some people say it as like Maiar, very much like the Maiar of Lord of the Rings. And how do you actually pronounce it, Ricardo? That would be very much my question for you, because I'm very interested. Place the world's smallest island. How many generals have I missed the sacrifice of, asks Jacob Gelling. Well, Jacob, I'm very happy to disappoint you, because I have not yet killed any generals who matter. I think, in fact, we might have only lost 1 or 2 actual generals. Miet van Enyi Magar. Says Peter Varga. Right, the trolls have made mincemeat of our melee line, and our ballisters would have done wonders on the trolls, actually, but they don't really have any line of sight on them. As you can see by the fact that they're not currently firing. Oh, they're hitting into that group there, though. That's nice. Right, they've made it to the first line of Tawar. We're at 30-30. That's really good that we've killed 30% of them, because we've done nothing, really. We've got a large chunk of them still following us out and about around the settlement. Exactly, we call ourselves Magyars. Ah, cool. And then do you pronounce it Magyar? Like, spell it out in a sort of phonetic way. Is it as the way I've been pronouncing it, or is it different? Ian Kocher or Cocker says, "Hi, Gallo. Have you seen any videos from Spirit of the Law? He does maths analysis. Have I seen any videos of Spirit of the Law?"
Have taken them.
Oh, Ian. I've watched every single Spirit of the Law video, and most of them twice. I absolutely love it. He's easily my favourite YouTuber. The only YouTuber, in fact, that I have the bell icon turned on for. So I know when he releases a video. They're just really good viewing. Really enjoyable. And it's nice and chilled as well. The trolls are now decimating our Tuar. That means forests. That makes no sense. They're decimating our Arainur, our High Elders. They're fighting back there. They're giving as good as they're getting. And we are killing a lot of them. They're going to pay dearly for the taking of Dor Norhak. But we are going to have to really jump up production in the south. Mordor are not an easy threat. This campaign has been very good in terms of killing your own commanders, especially unique ones. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I haven't killed anything. Why don't you post AoE 2 battles anymore, Gallo asks Knight of the North. Yeah, where is the AO2, asks Mats. To be honest, I've been, when AO2 resurging on Discord, I have been thinking of recording some, and I specifically asked Earendil to start recording, clicking the recording option when we've been playing. And so I might add a few of them back in again if it continues in that way. Oh, you can't write it down in English how you pronounce it. Oh, that's disappointing. But I haven't yet chosen one that would be fitting enough. Gallo, how are you not familiar with the fertility mechanic from Medieval 2? Or do you believe fertility is implemented in Medieval 2 could reflect the Shire well? Yeah, I have no idea. Does it just mean, is there a building that makes it more likely your generals will give birth? Oh, your generals won't give birth, but their wives will. GY in Magga is like D in the word Duke, Gallo. Oh, really? That's interesting. So it's not Magyar, it's more like Madjar. Do you roll the R's as well? I do love a rolled R.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Thank you, Hendrik Docs, for making me the only person you have the bell icon on for. That's very kind of you. Oh, did we kill the trolls? Oh, we totally did. The tide is turning. If we can kill the general, we might actually take the day today. Oh, although I've left my cavalry alone and they are losing.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Look at that.
Without him, his troops will lose.
Push, 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 push. Let's go, chaps. We got them by the short
The enemy
and
are
curlies.
badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
They couldn't break through the Eldar spam. Doorbell's gone. She's off. Dun, 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 dun. If those Ballister crew as well could hit
Only
the...
half our force remains.
If they could hit those trolls, this day could totally turn. What are we on now? 53, 60? Did all the cavalry die? Oh, we didn't follow up on the match yet. Yes! Ah, smashing, thank you. He needs to have one where he wins without Earendil's help. you haven't won one in a while, is what you mean. I've won plenty, thank you very much. Earendil and I would happily suggest, have the best winning rate amongst all of you. For diplomacies, of course. Earendil seems to win every single game and is the undisputed champion, I believe. But I think I'm definitely close up there in all the games that we've played. Forza Zuri. Gallo, what is the crime of Netley's phrase you frequently use? What is this crime of Netley's phrase you use of the UK Buckinghamshire? Oh, crime of Netley's. I don't know where I heard crime of Netley's from. It's just a phrase I've always used. I couldn't even spell it for you. It's one word though. Like, it's definitely one word, but I don't know. I don't know where I've got it from. But it's just a good way of exclaiming anguish or grief or shock, more than grief. You wouldn't be saying crime and Netley's at a funeral, but it's a good way of expressing shock without swearing. Leroy Reed says, I'm from the United States. When I come to visit the UK, what are the 3 places you would recommend to me to go and see? And it depends what you're into. If you're a person that loves human culture, then definitely visit the major cities. Obviously London, because it's the biggest city in the Isles. And then the city that you would go to after London is very much region dependent. Scottish people would tell you to go to Edinburgh. Irish people would tell you to go to Dublin or Belfast. Welsh people would probably not bother telling you to go to Cardiff, actually, because there's nothing really there. And apologies to my Welsh viewers, but if you have somewhere that's better in Wales, if you're going to Wales, you're going for the countryside, not for the human geography, I suppose is the word, isn't it? But I would definitely say go to London. London's got plenty of stuff. You've got the palaces, you've got many of the big attractions are in London. And London has history obviously going back all the way to the Romans, so there's plenty to do there. You could spend a week in London and probably visit more stuff than you could fit into that time. But if it wasn't human geography you're after and you wanted to visit the UK for the spectacle of its countryside, then the Lake District is always very popular. The Brecon Beacons or the Snowdonia National Park, both in Wales, are popular as well. They're the most mountainous you're going to get without going to Scotland. Obviously we have a large amount of coastlines as well, but I'm not really one for the sea, so I'm not really bothered about that. But if you like coastlines, there's plenty of places. The Jurassic Coast in Dorset is very popular. You can go there. I've been there before as well. It's nice enough if you like the sea. But if I had to say, for me personally, what 3 places would I tell someone to visit? It would be London. I would go to London. There's loads to do in London, so it's a one size fits all. And then I think the Lake District really is a nice place to just get away from everything. Either the Lake District or just somewhere sort of that way. Cumbria is obviously very far north for me personally. Scotland's even further. Scotland would almost certainly be on my list, but Scotland is somewhere I've only ever been to Edinburgh. Now, Edinburgh is very nice, but there's not enough really to do there for a long time. I think you could spend 3 days in Edinburgh and see most of what it has to offer.
Almost certain.
So it's difficult to recommend. I don't know. I would say Lake District, I would say London, and then I would probably say... I don't know. I don't know where my third would be. And I mean, the Lake District and London are far away as well, so it's difficult to go between the two. Wales is good for Wales is good for castles as well, as they say, because of King Edward's castles, of which most people go to. Carnarvon as the most common one that people attend. Although, actually, if castles are your thing and you want to go to Wales, one of the best, in my opinion, is Harlech Castle. That one is awesome. I've got pictures of Harlech Castle as my screensaver that I took, actually. It's got wonderful views of Snowdonia in the distance, and it's a really cool castle. It's not very big, but it's cool. Oh, sorry, I should play this at time 6, because this battle's over, isn't it? And he cheeses his way into breaking the rules without actually breaking the rules, a crime Gallo often commits. Please arrest him now. Because Earendel makes the bloody maps. Earendel wins because he's tenacious. He never gives up. He squirrels and hides away, and he makes good diplomatic relations. Hence, he plays the game properly. Oh, our general is now all that stands. There's plenty of English people watching this at the moment, so assist me in my aid to Leroy. Where would you visit if you were sending someone to the UK? If everyone could suggest one place for me, please, that would be smashing. So if you're here in the UK, suggest somewhere that you think someone should visit. Because I'm fresh out of ideas, really. My top one would be London for human geography and probably Lake District for natural geography. What would you all say, though? How about Hull, says Reggae Ryan. City of culture. I've been to Hull many times because Jessica went to university in Hull. And we've been together since we were 16, so we did all of university together as well. And I do not have fond memories of Hull.
Our chances of victory with it.
Despite Jess probably jumping in and now being like, Hull's amazing. She also doesn't have fond memories if she really searches her soul. Our Ballister crew are all that's left. Mordor's army have taken Dor Norhak, and it
Our
falls
enemies have snatched victory
us.
from us like thieves in the night.
Good lord, they paid dearly for that though, didn't they? Holy hell. Lorien scouts took the most kills at 316. That's fantastic. 183 to our Rhino. How much did the Ballister get? 64. That's not bad. Warwick Castle, Knight of the North says. Manchester, music, culture, nightlife. Cornwall. Cornwall's always a given. Northern Ireland. Yeah, Northern Ireland's a good one. Cornwall again. You got 2 for Cornwall at the moment. Cotswolds. I live right on the very edge of the Cotswolds, but it's not really the Cotswolds. It's like the foothills of the Cotswolds. But people like to say they live in the Cotswolds, so we're grouped up with that, but we're not really in the Cotswolds. Mats has again said Cornwall, actually. Interesting. I didn't know you'd visited England, Mats. Harlech Castle is the alpha of all castles, says Matt Russell. Just getting over those dunes by the beach would be enough to kill many a warrior. Yeah, it's a fantastic castle. It's amazing to picture yourself actually defending it. And the song Men of Harlech is such a good song as well. If you've not listened to that, then do have a listen. It is worth it. Oh, Gundabad have come back. knocking on the door.
We must
The New
defend
Forest
these
or
lands.
York suggests Ben Marshall. Tintagel Castle, Mats has suggested again in Cornwall. Tintagel is one of the ones that claims to be the either inspiration or the actual site of King Arthur's Camelot. But I personally doubt that greatly. It's just definitely just an attempt to get a tourist trap. Given that King Arthur almost certainly didn't exist, am I right in saying that, historians amongst you? Right, so we've lost the castle of Dor Norhak, speaking of castles, and we are going to need forces to take it, but we've trained everything that we can get out of Adraikan. Caras Galadhon and Amun Lank are rapidly militarizing up, but it's not quick enough, really, is it? And we're getting a shipwright up first, interestingly. We'll move that to the back, because we could do with something else. Oh, I should have just dragged and dropped. We just lost 2 turns unnecessarily. Whoops. I think we're going to have to move the army out, though, I'm afraid. We can't really risk them getting a grip on Dor Norhak.
Onward! By the light of
So we're moving for it.
Stay alert.
I don't really want to fight another battle, by the way. And we're closing in on only a few real minutes left. 15 or so. So if we get into a battle, I might just save it and call it a day. Because Jessica and I are off out this afternoon, so I don't really want to run over. So we'll see. Oh, if you turn that, you can get a free upgrade after that. Dunluce Castle is my favourite spot, though I don't live in the UK myself. She's behind you, Absolutum Dominium. She certainly is. Gallo, if you visit Canada, you should see Le Carnaval de Quebec. They build a full castle out of snow. Oh, that's cool. The Flauschist says, I'm not from the UK, but I was in Glastonbury and Land's End, and they were great. Probably Blackpool. Really? That's a joke, surely. Having been to Scotland, I would suggest the entire region of Galway. Don't they call it Galway, not Galloway, actually? It's really underappreciated. Snowdonia, definitely, not only for the landscapes and castles, but it feels different, especially as it's mostly Welsh-speaking. Thieves in the Night. Lorien Scouts. The 5 Lorien Scouts go 300 plus. That's kind of scary. There were more than 5 of them at the beginning of the battle. I visited the UK about 5 times, mostly touring the shooting locations of Harry Potter. I feel like you're definitely messing with me, Mats. There's no way you've gone to the Harry Potter filming locations. Did someone drag you to those? You do not strike me as the kind of person that would go on a pilgrimage to Harry Potter filming locations.
elves.
Oh, Mordor have risen
By
up.
the light of Elbereth.
Ah, bullshit. We'll fight this one and then we'll call it a day for today's stream, I think. The fight against Mordor continues. Let's make sure that we save it again in case it crashes. But if we can weaken them in... Oh, and Grishnak's standing right behind. That's fine, that's fine. Grishnak is the army that was causing the crash there, wasn't it? So it's Grishnak round 2.
Put an end to this evil.
You should always send your general in after you killed their general. Yep, King Arthur is mythical. Thank you very much. I thought he was. In your opinion, how many trolls can be killed by an elven lord of the first age before dying? I'm thinking about heroes like Ecthelion or Fingolfin. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, Ecthelion kills not just a Balrog, but the greatest Balrog to have ever lived in single combat. I mean, granted, he headbutts him into a fountain. I mean, that's not even granted. Add that. Not only does he kill the greatest Balrog in the history of Tolkien's Legendarium, he headbutts the bugger into a fountain. So a troll, by comparison, is a slight afternoon snack. I don't think the elves of the first age would have any difficulty. We're just going to walk towards them this time. We outnumber both armies, and we're more elite than both armies. So let's go with a plan to separate our melee off to the sides, and have our ranged units then have free reign down the centre. And if you would... Oh, they're running away. If you shoot enough of them, they'll come back, right? Go on. And Grishnak's coming in over there. We've got to watch out for that. I think we should pull over here. We can't avoid fighting them one together. I don't want to be running up that hill. No, look, they're already turning to come back to us. Are they turning to come back to us? It's very difficult to tell. Let's just turn and pivot here. Be quick. Come out of time 6 because you're only hurting yourself, Gallo. Yeah, in positions there, and then not the Black Uruks. Kill the Oligarch who are just casually strolling over their own men, as they often do. Right, if you all target those Oligarch that far away, they will definitely die before we get into any real combat. Come on. Oh, for goodness sake, guys. You're the best elven archers we've got, and you can't even kill 3 trolls. Get into battle more. Right, let's actually try and use our infantry as one might use infantry, and not just let them run in and die. Pull the archers out. Right, so you're going to pin them in place, you're pinning them in place, you're hitting them, and you guys are flanking around the side. We haven't thrown the javelins this time, and it's not crashed. I mean, this is an opportunity to actually test it, isn't it? Ah, but fortunately, the trolls ran into quite possibly the worst matchup for them. 2 elite elven companies, and they've taken the trolls down like they're nothing. Nothing! You hit that orc host, and you come around and hit the orc host as well, actually. Our archers should beat their archers without any trouble. The javelins are about to fire, brace yourselves, and no crash, as expected. I couldn't tell you what caused the crash earlier then, I do not know. Did Matt's reply about Harry Potter yet? Because I really do not think he likes Harry Potter. I was dragged by my family indeed, there we are, as expected. Oh, that was someone's question, wasn't it? What am I going to play next? The Reunited Kingdom. Someone's just written Reunited Kingdom. Yes, my plan is to play the Reunited Kingdom next, because I think by the time we finish up with these campaigns, the RK should be good to go. So they will probably be next to whoever asked that question. It was Anonymous Plays, wasn't it? I think so. Birmingham is the cesspit of the UK. Stay away. Yeah, I mean, having lived in England, I've never really been to Birmingham, but I don't think I've ever met a soul who's actually suggested that one should visit Birmingham. It's not really held in high regard. But that's mostly just because it's a fairly industrial city, isn't it? Although, isn't it still our current 2nd largest city? How many angry Watford hooligans could Icthelion take on?
Our men have slain
Watford
the
is a
general.
family
The
club.
enemy
We do
general
not have hooligans. You're confusing us with Luton Town. Hooliganry is not a word you often hear in conjunction with Watford. Right, the primary army is running away. The secondary army has just arrived. And will also run away because we have elite units for a change. And elite units do not suffer orcs in any way. Right, if all of you could just charge that orc fellow there. They're desperate to kill our archers off, aren't they? They're really keen on it. No, when I said attack that one, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but I actually meant attack that one, the one that I told you to attack. So I know it's a surprise order, but if you could stop doing whatever you fancy and just pay attention. They're rebelling. They're rebelling because they know I get all my units killed. Right, they've managed to hit them. I don't want to try and chase archers down for the rest of the game. So I'm just waiting for Grishnak and his forces to actually get here. But he's out there somewhere. Is that him over there?
Much in our favor. Victory
No, that's that one running away. No, he's all the way over there. Coward. Coward, coward, coward. And there he is. Oh, he has his own model. I didn't know Grishnak had been given his own model. Or is that just what an Orc General looks like now? We shall see. Next time we fight an Orc General, everyone remind me to look up what the General looks like. Someone asked what my thoughts on Greek mythology were. When this video goes live, watch it back again. About 40 minutes ago, I covered that topic, as luck would have it. Because this isn't just divide and conquer with Gallo. This isn't just a journey through Lord of the Rings. We're learning everything today. This is your one-stop shop for your educational needs. Lord of the Rings, divide and conquer, total war, obviously. I don't think there's anyone that's better than me at Total War, if we're speaking plainly. Many of you agree. Many of you hold that opinion outright. And rightfully so. Cheers to me. Legend of Total War has nothing on me. No, 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 no. I'm definitely not completely ballsing up these battles time and time again. Aha, the Loki and Usrim have arrived. If you could all... Oh, I've paused. I don't mean that. Target him. That was, of course, a moment ago, by the way. Sarcasm. I do not think I'm the best player, but I feel like I do need to say that out loud because some people just really do not get sarcasm, and I don't want to have to read the comments telling me how terrible I am. So, save the comments. It was not said in truth. You have many elite units, unlike one. Birmingham is big, loud, rude, covered in beggars, and worst of all, full of brummies. Richard Hammond comes from Birmingham as well, which tells you all you need. Although actually I like Richard Hammond quite a lot, so I don't know why I said that. If you do another lore video, I'd love to hear about the fan lore of the Ardanaim, because what I've read is amazing. Yeah, if we did a half and half lore video, if I do another one of those, the Ardanaim are an excellent candidate for that, because almost all of their lore has been made up by myself. So there's plenty of scope there to talk about the non-Lord of the Rings side.
Only half the enemy force
Where did
remains.
Grishnak toddle off to? Is he stuck in over here? I can see a star around here somewhere. No, it's this one here. All the Loki and Astrim are going down. They are really going down. But they are currently up against our trash unit, so we've condemned them to death. I can't see where he is. Uruk Bodyguard, there we go. He's in over here. And there he is, in the brown leather outfit. Also, where most of the skin of the orcs is generally grey, a sort of stone grey, he's gone for a dark brown. Is that Grishnak? Would you be able to look up at me, please, so I can check what your skin tone is? It looks like Grishnak spent a little bit too much time on the sunbed. I suppose that's what happens when you're given charge of the Black Gate. No one attacks the Black Gate, do they? So what are you going to do all day? You've got nothing to command, you've got nothing to do. You might as well just work on your tan. Mordor's not really a place renowned for its tanning facilities, though, is it? It's not very sunny in Mordor, given that it's overcast all the time. I think on vacation destinations or holiday destinations, we don't say vacation in the UK, I don't know why I said that. If it were, you're looking for somewhere to go in Lord of the Rings, in Middle-earth, Mordor's not going to be top of the tourist list. Gondor is said to have a Mediterranean climate, so that would be a lovely place to go. Blue Mountains would be nice, though, wouldn't they? If you're into mountain scenery, that's got you covered. I wouldn't go for the Misty Mountains, though. The risk of capture, torture, and horrible, excruciating death is quite high in the Misty Mountains. Whereas I feel like the Blue Mountains are fairly safe. So you could visit the Blue Mountains. I would have thought that Rune's quite nice. But just don't mention that you don't like Sauron, and I think you'll get on just fine. As long as you don't tell them that. And you'll be alright. So I think Rune would be alright. But Mordor's just not the place. So I don't know where Grishnak's been to get such a wonderful, wonderful tan over all of his grey friends. But anyway, we have won this battle. It is over. We just need to kill Grishnak so that the enemy knows that it's over. I wonder, have you played the AGO submod? No, I haven't, Izzy. I have not played any submods for DaC. It's something I could very well do, and probably should do, to be honest, put a bit more of a spotlight on them. But no, I haven't played it. And as I understand, a lot of what is in AGO will probably now make it into DaC, because Flynn being the creator of it and now being the modder in DaC. There'll probably be some crossovers. 228 Galathrim Swordmen, nicely done. 162 Sentinels of Kerin Amroth. Swordman of Lothlorien standing proud. Edawulf ski jumping says Gallo. I tested Dunedain Steelbowmans and this unit is weaker than Dunedain Rangers. Why? Same Dunedain Bodyguards is so weak. Better place a different unit than Dunedain Bodyguards. Take it up with the team, sir. Head over to Discord and put it in the suggestions channel. I am no longer part of Divide and Conquer. So your modding questions I can answer, but your why did DaC do X, Y or Z? Historically I could answer. But why don't Jack change this thing right now? I can't do anything for you. If you do a lore video, it should be on the Northmen of Rovanion. What breed is your cat, Gallo? She is Siamese. She's sleeping at the moment. And I'm loath to put her through. I can show you her, though. I can show you her. What the hell? She loves it. She loves attention. Come on, Kate. She's sleeping right now. So she's not going to be all that grateful to me for picking her up. Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She's very, very angry at me. This is Callie Cat. Many of you have seen her before. She's sleepy, as you can see. Oh, look, I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. She is a thoroughbred Siamese cat. And she loves being picked up. She's a very human-friendly cat. Dorwinion has got to be the best holiday location. I suppose if you like wine and you like sun, Dorwinion's probably right up there. But anyway, I am now going to just toggle Fog of War, actually, because we haven't done it in a long time, and we are 127 turns in. So let's just have a look at the world and see what we can see. You can just about see her sitting on the edge of the desk there. shadow on the wall has caught our attention. Right, so let's have a look around. So the Anduin, as we thought, are being pushed back. They've lost most of the eastern side of the river, but Moria aren't expanding greatly. Gundabad, as we know, are down to the last few, and Angmar are knocking around, so we've got to watch out for that. Eredluin in the northern side are pushing in on Angmar, so I don't think Angmar will be a problem once we take Gundabad out. But that's interesting to see that Angmar's held on this long. Bree are absolutely up against it. Dunland have gone on a rampage. Look at that. Mitchell Delving, Hobbiton fallen. They're all the way into the Shire. In fact, the entirety of the Shire has fallen, apart from the holdout in Undertowers, where the hobbits make their last stand. And Bree is also still held. So that's it for Bree. The Dunedain are down quite... No, the Dunedain are doing all right, actually. No, they've got Fenestrunen in the east, but in the west and north, they've still got a lot of stuff. Enedwaith stretching all the way up to Buzzradum, where they are at war with the elves, maybe? Erebor, you're allied to the Dwarves of Eredluin, who are allied to the High Elves, who are at war with the Enedwaith, yeah. So the High Elves dealing with Enedwaith. Gondor well and truly out of this game. Our attacks on Mordor have come too late. And the Juggernaut of Mordor is now up against us. The Ardenaim's assault on Mordor seems to have come to nothing. That's disappointing. And Harad there, of course, because Harad and the Ardenaim are now butting heads. So Mordor's main enemies now are me and Gondor aren't really a threat to them. So we've got hordes. We are going to have thousands of orcs coming towards us. Dorwinian's attack on Mordor seems to have weakened them to Rune, so that's cost them a bit. But Dale and the dwarves are safe. So Dale and the dwarves should be hitting Rune, and the dwarves are. They've taken Rubar, so that's good. So it's a bit of a mix. We're just going to be fighting Mordor for ages now, slogging our way in. But damn sure we're going to be flying the flag of the Woodland realm atop Barad-dûr before the campaign is done. Speaking of things being done, this live stream is. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you all for those that donated. That was very, very grateful. You really, really don't need to, but thank you anyway. Thank you for all of your comments and questions. It's really nice to have such a nice little chat between you all. Thank you for Brassidas for moderating through, and Knight and the North and Mats. If you guys are going to be around as much as you are, then I'll probably get you to be moderators as well, if that's okay with yourselves, given that you are the marshals on the Discord as well. But until we speak again, dear friends, thank you very much for watching. There will be a Battle for Middle-earth episode tomorrow if you're watching this actually live. I don't know when it will go up tomorrow because I haven't recorded it yet, so you'll have to wait for that. And then otherwise it'll be a normal week next week with the Ardenaim returning to the screen. But until we speak again, thank you very much for watching. And Navar Naden Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.